for Furia, though. So if IHC's plan is to come back to this A bomb site, there's still a fair few CTs in position and some counter utility ready from drop.
Yeah, they're non-believers. There's no one who's gone to Secret to show any presence there to give Furia a reason to pull more players down. Let's not forget when they had a few players running towards Decon last time. Well, here comes the push. Drop seems to be ready for it as they come through the smoke. He's still got support from up top as well. He will get orbed by Annihilation. But what's next? 3 IHC players remain. Very nervous time for Furia now as they wonder what's next to come. Annihilation just flying through for his team to come out of Squeaky and find another entry onto the site. Art now trying to do what he can. There are 10 seconds to plant that bomb and it's stuck down the vent. And all the players now on the floor for IHC. Furia find their 3rd round in the first half.
Yeah, you can see IHC going for this A play, but it's similar to some of the previous rounds. You don't get the full commitment from the team. As soon as something goes wrong for them, as soon as some counter utility comes in, it seems like the rest of the team don't fully commit to the call. You have to just commit to the A site there. Even if there is a smoke up, you've got to find a way through because you saw the time. The only option they had was to try and go into that A site. So I understand the timeout being taken by IHC after that round looked a little lackluster.
Furia just waiting with the grenades in their hands the entire time. But I do wonder what may have happened if they had sent one player down to make footsteps behind the vents as they did the round prior and played off of that. That could have been quite interesting. Maybe we'll see it later. Maybe we won't. There'll be a FAMAS for drop in round number 10, and now Safe has the AWP. No sniper for IHC on this occasion. So perhaps we'll see something different. 2 Galils and the AK-47s for the rest of the squad. Don't have all the grenades in the world. They're lacking in Molotovs, which are often needed for an A execute. But they are huddled around Squeaky for now. Not sure if KSRATO heard some tagging there. Got to be careful though. You can see Drop is once again holding an aggressive angle, saying hello. Not shy to do it with the FAMAS. And KSRATO will eventually be rewarded. Drop looking for the same here. Giant hole in the Squeaky door. Techno reads the fullback of Drop, but there's 2 on the roof now. Quietly heading up to the very top. He must have seen the barrel of the gun there, and he will punish Techno. What next for IHC? One by one, they go down. KSRATO's being dropped, and things are suddenly turning around in a blink of an eye. They've made it a 2 versus 3 IHC. 2 Furia plays heading towards main as the bomb plant comes through. That was not easy, but can they convert the rest of the round, IHC?
Oh, that smoke has gone deep. They're going to be able to play past that potentially. Blitz is still watching for this flank, but these main players will come in eventually. He's got to be aware of that possibility.
Bartak's been isolated now. The trade is here. Blitz standing in the smoke. They don't know he's there, I don't think. Or do they? Well, apparently they had the read. They had an idea of where he was. And the spray will do the job. Round 4 in the bag for Furia. Had a good hold to begin with. Lost the bomb site for a time, but they came back with strength.
Got the no-scope wall bang through the smoke. Getting all the icons in the kill feed. Love to see that. I think for Furia, their individuals aren't looking as sharp as I would like. This was well played by Drop, taking the initiative. But you see, these are fights that should be quite difficult for IHC. And they're still somehow finding a way into the A bomb site. That's the final kill from Safe. Not the dominant showing or the powerful performance I was hoping to see from Furia, but maybe they will start to stabilize now. They've put their opponents down to pistols, and so Safe will take that long-range fight all day long and land the wallbang.
I think you can see the blood there as well. He knows he's done some damage. Art's not really in a position to use his HE grenade. Wow, 2 tags onto Blitz and he's still alive. KSRATO will put him out of his misery. The bomb's still in tow. Never mind, it's been dropped by IHC. Well, nothing doing in this round for them. Annihilation's the last man standing with the Desert Eagle. Last man to fall. On to the next one.
Yeah, it looked like Art was playing from heaven with the AWP there, so might have just caught a glimpse of those players over the top of the smoke as they were playing a little too far back from them. For Furia, that loss against Big might be a little concerning for them. That was a team they were able to beat at the major where they made it to the playoffs. And really, Furia are probably a team who have their eyes set on the playoffs. In every tournament they play, that should be their goal, at a minimum. So that might have been a wake-up call for them. Her drop earlier saying they were fully focused on fixing those mistakes.
Poison chalice straight in the face.
Another gun round at the ready from IHC. They've been going for these yard smokes pretty often.
They've got 4 people heading outside this time, and that was their lurker in the lobby, something which Furia are probably not too shy to identify, especially seeing all those grenades. We already see the rotation towards Secret as well from Keserato. If he did go up the stairs, I would expect a flashbang to come in from somewhere for the peak. There's the first one. Oh man, and it's absolutely free. No one's watching the stairs. Just not expecting that level of disrespect, but it is Furia you're playing against. There's no respect to be had there.
Ooh, one frag found back, but Safe has also rotated down. And this all looking to lock it in. Might be taken out here, but nope, he recovers. Makes up for his missed shot. Furia now looking much more comfortable. And we've seen Furia go for that lobby aggression in a couple of rounds now. That's something that IHC are going to have to show they can deal with. Oftentimes, that will be the CT response. If you lose information, you lose vision at yard, you can try and gain it back elsewhere, and that lobby aggression is often a good way to do it.
Dropper's been harassing them so many times, be it an M4 or a FAMAS. He doesn't really care. Might be an idea to get some grenades into that hut position.
Okay.
Now we've got the numbers heading towards the ramp. Annihilation is trying to pull the reticle away, but Yuri's here for support as well. Fully committed now with the bomb drop. Art does not want them to collect the AWP. Left to reset the situation. As we can see, Hell is covered. Blitz is dropped, and Techno's the only man remaining. But with the Tech-9, he can still be very damaging. They've got a rough idea of where he's coming from. Oh, that was robotic from Techno. 1 versus 2 now. Take the time you have. Never mind.
I feel like he almost resigned himself to that nade, finishing the job, and just went for a pot shot through the smoke. Unfortunate, but IHC's aim is looking pretty damn crispy, especially with those pistols. So you can see why Furia said earlier that they are making sure to respect this IHC squad. And again, worth remembering that IHC don't quite have their full lineup here. Cabal not with them, so Bartak is standing in. And maybe that's why we were getting so many messy situations early on. But honestly, for IHC, a lot of teams had IHC as one of the teams they thought had basically no chance of making it through. We had a content piece where the teams were asked to name 3 teams they thought would definitely not be making it. And quite a few of them picked IHC. So for them to make it here is already pretty solid. And let's hope they can continue to put up a fight against Furia, because they have slowed down in recent rounds.
Lovely. No slowing down from Safe with the AWP. He stands his ground, looking for more. We'll see if he falls back all the way. I'd be surprised if he did, because Furia, Techno trying to creep past now. Oh, he spotted the bomb there on Annihilation. And Annihilation will stand for now. 3 players remain early for IHC. No shortage of aggression from Furia. Win or lose, playing Furia will put stripes on you very quickly indeed. May have 1,000-yard stares after this game with the ruthless aggression, constant harassment from Furia.
Got that lobby aggression again. This time Score is holding from a more passive position. So he's happy to give up lobby control. The Ts are very spread apart from each other, but you have got Techno in a pretty advanced position down towards B. So if they could find a way to join him here, that would be ideal. But Furia are kind of cutting off those options. You can't get down the vents because you've lost lobby. You can't even get to ramp because you've lost lobby. So maybe the bomb will try and go down secret. But against this AWP, that is going to be so hard to pull off.
Yeah, there appears to be some hesitation here. Now, if they lose that bomb carrier, they pretty much lose the round. Annihilation found a way in, though, and he's lost it. 20 seconds left. We see Techno still on the B bomb site. He doesn't have the time to get to that bomb. 1 versus 3. This one's over. Furia heading towards 8 rounds now. Let's not forget, This was a 6-2 scoreline earlier on. This will be 6 rounds in a row for Furia. They've stabilized, they've fully taken control, of this half. Full playstyle coming out as we see there through the smoke with the AWP in the hands of Safe.
Yeah, definitely nice to see that recovery from Furia. I think as well, having Art topping the board is always a good sign for this Furia squad. And part of the reason they may have struggled against Big was that Art had a pretty rough series in that one. Ended on a 0.65 rating. So it's definitely nice to see him back to his best. Again, some fast aggression from IHC looking for this main drop, and Techno won't be able to clear the corner.
Problems ahead. Oh my god, Yuri through the smoke, not one but two. Merciless. Scores made his way down with the bomb. Once again, the bomb is isolated from Annihilation. Found an angle though, but that's the bomb on the radar. What will the rotation be like? 4 Furia players remaining. Annihilation will be begging for Furia to give him an opportunity to cut these numbers down. That might raise the urgency indeed. Score knows he's got to do something quick. And once more, we've got somebody coming from up top to try and defend a B bomb plant. Yuri is posted up, and I don't know if Annihilation can get there. Indeed, he can't. 9 rounds for Furia, a massive comeback. 7 rounds in a row in his first half. We'll see if it continues in a second after the break.
IHC's strong start was shut down by Furia in that first half. However, it is still IHC's map pick, and they definitely still have enough rounds to keep this competitive. They get to switch to their favored CT side, and they're going full Kevlar for the pistol round, relying fully on landing those headshots.
First half would have been quite the warm-up for both squads with the action that we saw. Furia have grenades which suggest a potential into the A-bomb site, at least through Squeaky. Annihilation will be popped by Safe. Furia love themselves some hot play, some hot action, especially Drop, who has been dropped by Blitz. 3 versus 4 now in favor of Furia, looking up top towards Heaven, where they will find 2 players. Another smoke towards main, where the last CT lies. See Bartak having a look-see. Trying to catch them off guard here. There is time for Furia to wait, but it would have waited too long. Lovely pop from Safe onto Techno. See that rotation from main to Heaven as well. Maybe there'll be some baiting. Bartak might have to be the sacrificial lamb. Indeed, he will be, whether he wants to be or not. 1 versus 4, though, from this position would be a miracle for Blitz, especially as he's just guaranteed a bait set up to the right-hand side. Here's another one, and there he goes. Pistol by Furia. 10 rounds on the board.
Big pistol from Safe. Let's talked about the fact that he was solid at the major, but we're hoping he can be even better as the AWPer of the team. And it looks like he is starting to have more and more impact for Furia. And unfortunately for IHC, that means the streak continues against them. They had a 6-2 lead at one point, and it has quickly faltered away from them. These sorts of rounds have been scary, though. At least they were for IHC. So maybe the pistols and the scout can get something going. Certainly can't count them out. Doesn't look like Furia want to go headfirst into any early action, though. Making sure to use their utility. And slowly but surely creep their way up through yard. Oh, Score will take that all day long.
Very cheeky indeed, but Yuri will be able to trade. And that gives Furia a lot of real estate now. Trying to find good angles around this A bomb site. They can't see Techno just yet, though. Just about not seeing his dome, but Yuri will wonder what happens outside now. He's missed the C2, he's made his way to T-Red. Furia are trying to identify the makeup of IHC here. Yuri, did he hear something? Oh my god, that was a big pop from Blitz. And that makes problems even worse for Furia. The 5-7 from Techno's coming through, leaving Drop in a 1v3. How about that for revenge?
That's so cheeky from Techno. I feel like Yuri would have probably called that top hut is completely clear, no need to worry about it. And then as soon as Yuri goes down, Techno comes over the top of top hut. And I think that's why Furia had no clue that was a possibility. You saw Keserato didn't even turn around after the first kill came from that position. I think IHC needed a round like this. Getting off to a good start on their CT side. You see Keserato never even turns around. Didn't even think that there was any chance there was a player up there. And oh, hello, Safe. Scout headshot already.
This is carnage. This is absolutely carnage. I love it. The action is non-stop. Furia have got the upgraded pistols themselves now. We saw the 5.7s on IHC. We'll see the Desert Eagles for Furia. Gratuitous violence from start to finish here in this. This is only the first game of the series. Feels like a game of Mirage the way some of these rounds are going.
Oh, no. Oh. Hot hasn't even looked. He's going to get into heaven.
Oh, excuse me. I think I opened the wrong door. 4 versus 4 now. Bartek goes for the taps. Trying to follow up there. Has he done enough? Score. You just can't find the angle to deploy the grenade. This is chaos. The 180 won't come fast enough now. Keserato and 5 HP. Still has a deagle though. That bomb is in the open. That's going to be a big problem. You can see Blitz repositioning. It's going to take a long time to collect that bomb. And once they do, how much time will be left to clear a bomb site and plant it? That has to be a concern at the back of Furia's minds. But they're focusing on trying to find a frag for now.
They're really running this clock low. 20 seconds. I mean, they may get the bomb back, but IHC can just try and play awkward angles, and it's going to be hard to clear all these angles on the A site. Lovely work from Techno. Lines them up with the MP9. Just too many angles to clear for Furia. So IHC getting something going now on their CT side. And this is a map that Furia don't play too often. Last time they played it, they got beaten down by Heroic. That was back at the Major, if you remember. But still, the fact that this game has been so scrappy, I think is a little concerning for Furia fans. They would have wanted Furia to come in here and have a convincing performance. But IHC have got something to say about that. Wow.
Oh, Yuri? What's that? Oh.
Okay.
Well... Okay.
Maybe denying the kill reward? I don't know if it was on purpose or not. It is just the Glocks.
So sometimes in an eco round, on rare occasion, you'll see a team stand in an opponent's Molotov to give them a reduced kill bonus, but that is not the kill feed I'm used to seeing. So.
Yeah, was that their own molly? Or I don't even know what it was.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I have no idea. Well then.
I'm not sure.
We've had it all in this game. Hopefully back to some more standard issue CS.
I don't want any standard anything.
Oh,
no. He got tagged as he fell. Did they both get tagged in the air, stop their momentum, and they just cratered? Oh, wow.
I love the reaction from IHC as well.
Keep it bizarre, keep it strange, keep it weird.
We love it.
One run lead for Furia. They are charging in, but are they going to be, or are they going to try and make a play on A? Techno's wondering what's happening towards the hut. His vision is obscured. Art finds himself in a nice spot to find the first headshot of the round. Down goes Blitz. What do IHC even make of this? Trying to muster a crossfire on the site itself. Annihilation's got the flicks for Art. See if he gets revenge later on. Things slowing down now after a very aggressive start from Furia, to the surprise of no one. A lurk smoke now to create some space for themselves. Maybe inviting some spray. Look at it creeping out of it. Down the vent they go. Well, what lies for them on the B bomb site? That is the question. We can see the rotation coming in towards the ramp. No one's on the bomb site itself with a minute on the clock. And that bomb is planted very fast indeed. Does drop there, push this. And look to Annihilation's left. No, his teammate will be covering that for now. Score looking for lurkers on the outside. Yuri will be found. That'll make things a little bit better now. Annihilation finds drop. No one else was peeking, it seems. Safe is in trouble as he is surrounded by IHC. K-Serato is miles away now, but Score is waiting, peeking every so often. Just keeping him entertained. I think his job is done now for this round.
Again, pretty nice composure from IHC. I mean, Score there is fully aware of the players lurking, fully aware that he can allow his teammates to focus on retaking the B site and just try and cut off the other angles, cut off the rotations from Furia. Because the way Furia played this, they only got a couple of players down the vent onto B. They didn't have a proper full site push available to them. A little frustration creeping in on the Furia side now. Bite is weak for Furia in this round, so maybe a fast play will be on the cards again. Trying to make it through Squeaky early. Flash so good. K-Serato will run down the first man. Score still on the site. Gets one back, but it's that vent drop again. I think one or two players have made it down to B.
Drop going for the fast plant. Bartak, though, will take down the defenses. Drop's fully committing, though. They need that money. That has to be guaranteed. Spotting Bartak 2 versus 4. How much damage can they do? Even if they lose this round, it could pay off for them later. We see there is a flank on the A bomb site. Yuri's found an AK as well, but can he get into position quick enough? Down the ladder he goes. Annihilation. Not going to mess around with the knife. Has to find more urgency than that. Yuri now with that AK. There's one in the smoke. Does he have any idea? He can't quite find the angle. Maybe he just holds on to the AK now. Another round secured by IHC. This was the pick of IHC, and I would love to see a victory here because you'd expect that means that we go 3 maps. With the decider being Anubis, I think that would be quite interesting indeed.
Yeah, that's the other thing to remember in this veto. I know we have seen Furia on Anubis, and they did well against Big, but that can be a wild card, especially if IHC have been putting some work in. For Furia, another timeout required, because IHC have started to come through with some impressive play on their CT side. And I like how comfortable IHC are to allow Furia the bomb plant if they think Furia don't have a good way of playing the post plant. You can see they're letting these vent drops happen, but they're not letting everyone get down to B from the Furia side. So the response, the rotation is good enough. They're confident in their ability to play together on those retakes and make sure they can trade out positions. And now an incredibly important gun round here. Furia with a slow start on their T side. They'll be looking to turn it up in this round.
IHC need to focus on 1 round at a time, and that is a huge opening frag for the squad. Blitz changing his position entirely. Furia are often going for a very early opening frag. Blitz was ready for it on this occasion. What do they do now? K-Serato creeping. Great angle for him as Techno redraws his gun just in time. But that's 2 for 2. They are ready for the challenge, IHC.
And now they're down so heavily. Art feels like he has to make a play. He might sneak in. Score hasn't spotted him. But he would have to get multiple kills to bring this round back. Oh, and Art has now been spotted. Didn't realize Score was above, so instant refrag. Safe, not in a position to do anything. Furia trying to let their individuals find some early fights, but IHC are holding their own. Furia may still have enough money to get a decent buy together, even without the bomb plant. But that's a round where it didn't look like Furia had a massive plan after they lost that first fight over towards main. They just kind of try and take fights dry, and IHC's players have been good enough that they're going to be winning those the majority of the time.
If you thought this series was in the bag, Furia's body language will tell you otherwise. Better stay focused on this one. They appear to be in some trouble. spent most of their money in this round, Furia. Again, creeping around the lobby, looking for their first entry. Walking towards an orb. They may find us out the hard way. The shoulder is shown, but there's no connection. Annihilation, the only man on the ramp, will abandon ship immediately. Now, Fury don't know what they're walking into, but they also don't care. They'll take ramp regardless. So they've got 5 men up, and they've got a good level of map control with the time they have on the clock.
Yeah, this could be quite uncomfortable for IHC, specifically for Annihilation, with that AWP solo down on B. There hasn't been a response yet to go and help him. So this A site setup still looks solid. And Furia don't have many nades to make this work. Just a few smokes and flashes. So the first fight is key for them here. And they get the opening they needed.
Techno's got so much to do. That's great information, but he needs to hold the site as well. Can't do that. Bartek will try as best he can. 4 kills for KSerato now. That leaves Annihilation in a 1 versus 3. He might have some sound cues close to him, but how does he do this? Just him with the AWP. How do you get that trade fragger or avoid him? May think better of it. Let's see. Looking at the angles, but I don't know if he can really do anything about this one. Furia were in trouble at the beginning of this one. This was a must-win round for them, and it looks like they've secured it. But they've got more work to do. Bartek's got almost $11,000 in the bank, so IHC will have buys for a while.
Yeah, it means that Furia will absolutely have to work hard to make sure they can fully bring this back. No easy rounds on the horizon for them until they win a couple of gun rounds in a row. But I like that switch up in approach from Furia. I think in some of these earlier gun rounds, they were spreading out a little too much, looking for individual fights across the map. This time, they allow KSerato to go in first without too much utility, but they also had players backing him up, and that made a big difference. KSerato had the support around him, so once he got the initial entry, he was able to trade a bunch of his teammates. And KSerato is so fun to watch as a rifler. He's got to be one of the top riflers in the world. His performance at the Major especially was incredible. He has this ability to just win you rounds like this.
Great trade there on his teammates as well. Very, very important.
As the main man.
Very strange GoPro angle. Switches between his weapons. Man never blinks. Rumor has it he has not blinked in 3 years. IHC still 1 round to the good at the moment, and they've got another full buy in the hole for the most part. See what Furia's approach will be in this round. Not sending it towards main straight away. 3 players outside, avoiding most of that grenade damage. KSerato will take a little more. Annihilation moving around with the AWP, as we can see. So we could see a flashbang through the smoke for him to peek. But that molly will delay him going up the stairs, so this could be quite awkward with the AWP. We may soon find out how awkward it will be. Art creeping around, but Blitz has got a fantastic angle, makes no assumptions, and Annihilation will play off of that. Oh, spotted just in time, but that would be a very slow repeat, and Blitz will deliver again. 5 versus 3. How do Furia convert from this?
Safe looking for this fight, and it's one he almost has to win, and he does. Score dropped out of the A site. Techno has to be careful, but he gets back in time, and with 2 kills on the site, Drop has a tough task on his hands. A couple of players low, bomb on his back, but IHC not giving away anything for free. You can see Drop is hoping someone gets inquisitive. With 30 seconds left, it might be time to back away. And I've got to give credit to Blitz. He has been brilliant towards Yard. Anytime Furia try and find fights and try and find action around main, around Yard, Blitz almost always seems to be there, getting those important early kills to make sure the round doesn't get chaotic. And this is another round where it feels like IHC were very comfortable throughout.
Credit to Techno 4K for his reposition after his first kill as well. He was about to get double peeked by the remaining 2 players. positioned himself so only one player could engage with him, gave himself another 1v1. That's exactly what you want to see. Great presence of mind, spatial awareness, and that is allowing IHC to collect these CT rounds. Apart from the pistol, Furia have won 1 round in this half. So if you just measure, I think if you ignore the first 3 rounds, once you start to get deep, you can see the overall success. So 1 round really from the buy rounds is clearly not enough for Furia, and they've got to turn things around now. Annihilation barely surviving, 9 HP, but with an AWP he can still do a lot of work there. Very important not to give up that early kill to Furia. They're so strong once they get that early 5 versus 4. Art will continue to look for it. Will they boost from this position? Indeed they will, and there it is! Minute 30 on the clock. They forced their way into an advantageous situation. Looking for more now. Techno's dropped on this occasion. Monstrous round from Furia. I'm not sure if IHC even go for this at this point.
So clean on the pre-aim from KSerato. Looked like he'd done that 1,000 times with how easy he made it look. And again, for Furia, it feels like these are the sorts of rounds that are effective for them. Just grouping up and almost letting KSerato go to work. Maybe that is going to be the solution for them as this map goes on. Whatever happens here, Furia have been tested by IHC on this first map. And for Furia, it really is pressure on them in this series when you get into these sorts of scenarios. They had a big boot camp in Europe ahead of this event. They put a lot of preparation in to making sure Katowice would be strong for them. It would be unthinkable for them to go out in the play-in against IHC. They are massive favorites in this series. Looks like they might be starting to get back on track. Again, we have to remember this is IHC's map pick. Still a long, long ways to go. 1 round in it, still gun rounds for both teams. Let's see if Furia continue to stick with that approach, trying to let KSerato work for the entries. Annihilation has been very willing to switch up his position with the AWP. He's going to see that Yard is completely clear right now. And Techno just took huge damage through that squeaky position.
Such an important position for Furia on their T side.
Oh, he heard the jump.
Oh, that's very nice indeed, but can he escape this position? Does he have to go for another kill? You can see Yuri considered pulling a grenade out. He does have support to fall back. You can see Blitz on the high ground there. That is very successful. What a team to do it against as well. Now we can see Bartak's in some trouble. Has he been spotted? 2 men, 3 on the ramp, 2-man spray down, and that might be it. Yuri suddenly wondering why no one's on the radio. 1 versus 5, bomb lost just like that. IHC taking the fight to Furia.
That's beautifully done by IHC. I love that Annihilation decides to get active in this round. We haven't seen that setup from IHC throughout this whole half. But he gets the initial entry, he keeps his composure to get back to safety, and then the way Bartak's playing that allows Annihilation to rotate in because he's not taking the fight too aggressively. So they just gang up on Furia from 2 different angles. The timing was fantastic from the stand-in. Bartak holding his own in that ramp position. And again, the thing I love about this stage of the play-in is I would say every matchup has a clear favorite, but that means if IHC can make something happen here, you have to earn your spot through the play-in into the group stage. No easy games for some of these underdog teams. And IHC right now will get to peer through the glass and realize how uncomfortable they're making Furia right now. 14-12 lead. And Furia again with a very serious tone as Gary has a talk with the team.
Look at these plays from IHC. Look at the patience, the confidence. Bartak believes in himself. 3 men coming ramp, 2-man spray down. Glorious. IHC are not to be trifled with. They have earned their respect already today against a team like Furia, no less. One of the more fearsome teams in terms of style, maybe the last team you want to play against. But here they are, 2 rounds ahead, 2 rounds away from the first map, from leading in the series. Furia will have a full buy. And IHC await them. Bartak heading towards $12,000 as well. Again, that's just an indication of the success the CTs are having. Pistol and 2 rounds for Furia in this half so far.
See what Furia go for here. I feel like their T side has generally only been effective when KScerato has found entries. He's been so important in their round wins. And it's this squeaky position where he's found a couple of rounds for his team. It's Art to lead the way, but Score takes him down and makes sure that KScerato has no chance to trade.
If they read the kill feed and they see that's Art, they have to expect KScerato's likely to be lurking there anyway. We've seen the entries, how he creeps around this box. That's exactly what he's doing now! Oh, Safe saves his bacon. He had 1 foot in the fat fryer there. Blitz now, so many targets coming his way. And Furia will just get the better of that situation. Not sure if there's a way back in this spot. Bartak, though, will do what he can. But surely that's a wrap. Annihilation will no doubt want to save this AWP. That was such a narrow margin around Squeaky.
Yeah, those timings are everything. It looked like once Score got the initial kill and dropped off, the IHC were going to be in a good position. But then you have to get the reload off. You have to maybe adjust slightly. And Furia find the perfect timing window to punish IHC for overlooking that position for just a few seconds. And I don't mind Bartak having a look at the retake, even though it was a 2v4, because IHC have so much cash. It's worth taking a glance, seeing if Furia will give away anything. But Furia stays solid with the trade. Annihilation has to save the AWP. And we really are getting down to crunch time now. There were no more timeouts for Furia, but IHC have taken a timeout of their own. So both coaches get a chance to try and keep their teams comfortable and focused.
Oh, that second frag from Safe. So fast. Again, Squeaky is the key, it seems, on this T side for Furia. After they lost their first player, Safe stepped to the table and did what needed to be done. Now things become quite nervous for IHC, because now they could run out of money in a very horrible situation if Furia are able to claw something together here. So this is a very dicey round. How does that make people doubt themselves? Or will they stick to the plan? You can see Blitz on the outside, not wanting to drop the early frag. Annihilation was so close, that was so nervous. You can see the AWP shaking. And indeed, Furia are going into that squeaky door, but they're going downstairs now. What will be the response from this to this from IHC? Score will make his way down. Decon is open, and Safe will be dropped. Artstone carrying the bomb, though. They may have not seen that just yet, buying some time for himself. But what did Furia do? Do they feel like they have to commit to this bomb site? Art's being dropped. Look what their bomb is! They are absolutely committed to this. KScerato moving forward. They know time is running out for them, Furia. The more time goes past, the more CTs are on the way.
Score tries to go forward, but KScerato already snuck onto the site. Furia may just bide their time. Yuri's on the flank. Yuri almost gets the lineup. Bomb has been planted. Another fight for Yuri. Almost secures the kill. And Blitz isn't going to clear this in time. Drop gets the spray down. It wasn't pretty, but it looks like a round for Furia.
Huge round, massive round. Furia completely changing the pace. So late in the game as well. They've been hungry every round, round after round, for those frags around Secret, for people around Squeaky, sorry, creeping around the boxes, creeping on the hut, the boost we've seen, all of that now. They put the smokes down, charge into the B bomb site, lose the bomb, no man's land, and still find a way to make it happen. Very expensive for IHC to boot. 14 apiece. We are going all the way.
I wonder if we'll see Annihilation with that AWP at some point go towards Squeaky. It is hard sometimes to get into a position where that AWP can get a clear line of sight on towards door if the Ts are using solid utility. But honestly, in some of these rounds, Furia aren't using all their nades to get down out through Squeaky. So maybe a possible play in the future. But now it is going to be Blitz and Techno working together to try and shut this position down early. And Techno playing a more advanced angle on door.
Okay, so up to his usual shenanigans. If IHC were to lose this round with heavy losses in terms of their numbers, they almost have no right to make it to overtime. This is a must-win situation for them. Techno with a very difficult task ahead of him, especially holding that kind of angle against a waiting K-Cerato. Bartek not shy for some shenanigans either. Now, don't see anybody outside really. What do they think Furia are up to? 1 minute on the clock as they line up the wall of smokes outside.
This is where we get the slower round from Furia. We're guaranteed to go the distance in regulation. It's a question of who will have the chance to close it. Who will get to 15? Pressure on Yard. Blitz forced back, but no commitment from Furia. They're coming back to lobby, and this A site has been effective for them in the past.
They might have no choice but to do an A play here or the ramp. They know that the CTs have the information outside, but K-Cerato's got the headshots. 24 seconds to plant this bomb. We've got a CT in heaven. Score hiding behind the smoke. Down goes Blitz though. Score's hiding in plain sight. Drop home and get the 180. That's a huge frag. The bomb's been lost now. 15 seconds. They're going to have to frag out. 2 on the site at the very least. Flashbang flying through. Time is of the essence here. Score looking for a transfer. And there it is. But where is Yuri? He can't find both of them. Surely not. And that'll be game point for IHC.
The double AWP T side from Furia was such a big gamble. And as you go for that A play, it's safe, it's art, it's the two AWPers trying to rush onto the site, close quarters. It was always going to be tricky, and Score was the one that made them pay. K-Cerato still found the entry, but you see, once these riflers go down on the site, it's these AWPs just in such an awkward spot. It's so hard for them to get those kills. And you can see IHC delighted with that round win. That'll be a weight off their shoulders because overtime is guaranteed, but they've got the chance to close the map here, and Furia's money looked like it was dodgy. It doesn't look like it's going to be a perfect buy for them. What an opportunity for IHC.
You can see how important that round was for them. That was a must-win, and they passed the test. High tension in these rounds from start to finish. What an explosive game of Nuke, and we're not done just yet. Have a look at this buy from Furia. That is an expensive AK. Mac 10 for Art. Tech 9 for Yuri. Very importantly, K-Cerato's got the AK-47. Art looks like he's going to send it straight into the hut position, but that's a deep molly. The smoke is up, and he's going to push in anyway. K-Cerato's been barbecued. Art can't get the job done. Drop looking for something. Score won't be able to deliver. Annihilation swinging up top. He's going to be real careful. He's lost the high ground, but he has traded with a grenade. What now? Bartek in the vent. Bomb surely going to get planted soon. You can see Safe lurking in the lobby. Bartek on the site. He wouldn't have seen that trajectory, but he will deliver the frag. Where is the last man now? Who touches the bomb? Blitz is here. Bartek's creeping. Safe has an angle, but he's going past it. And IHC are going to take Nuke over Furia.
What an upset for the first map. I know it's their pick, but this was a series where Furia were massive favorites, and IHC have now got them asking questions. Furia are going to have to recover, regroup. You can see they look disappointed, but IHC making it happen here on the first map.
By the looks of things, we have a monstrous game on our hands, and it's just getting started. Thoughts at the desk after the break.
The era of IHC supremacy is upon us. A 16-14 win on Nuke, and honestly, that one felt like it should have even been cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, okay. It's their pick. They won it. You got your satisfaction right there. You look at the smile. He's so happy right now. The thing is, like, yeah, they played well. You know, it's you have to give respect where respect is due, right? They performed well throughout the whole. It's very difficult throughout the whole game. It's very difficult to contain Furia on the Nuke, especially on their T side when everything gets chaotic. They were getting the opening kills. They were not like overextending in certain situations. Post plans, they were playing it well. You remember that round where there was like 4v4 in a post plan. They get all the kills and defuse the bomb. It was really weird for Furia not to have the coordination there. But all in all, you know, the better team on this map won. Let's be honest with it. Like, there was initiative all over the place, control all over the place, and I'm without words. The things I didn't really expect something like this to happen.
It is really the shocking thing that it's not just that it was an upset win or that they managed to eke it out, but it is that genuinely they looked like the better team in every facet of the game, realistically, Lewis. What happened to your boys? What happened?
It happened what I said that could potentially happen on Nuke. And yeah, I think I got to give credit to the IHC guys. I think they played it very well. And I don't know. We briefly spoke about the fact that they haven't played Asian teams for a relatively long amount of time. Not necessarily know if it's going to be fast-paced, if it's going to be slow, methodical. They had some match to watch from them on Nuke and stuff, but I don't know. I think we got to give credit to the IHC guys.
We certainly do, and you got a little bit of an insight there, keeping you away. You got to catch up with Gary, so let's go ahead and listen to what he had to say.
All right, guys, I'm here with Gary after the loss on Nuke, first map. Gary, just wanted to ask you, like, if there was anything in this particular map. You know, you guys haven't played Asian teams for a relatively long time. Was there anything specific on this map that caught you guys off guard, or was it more like them playing well, you guys committing a few mistakes? How did you feel in this particular map?
I think, first of all, we started city side, and city side we started slow, and we are, like, this tournament we are every match we are starting slowing. So we lost first boy, we lost the first gun round. They didn't do anything that surprised us, but we are not good in the beginning of the match. And after that, in this side, we knew what they are doing, and we lost again like some missed some rounds that we are in ahead again. Like they are doing like backup really fast on the catwalk, and we didn't kill them as we needed to do. But not as a surprise. We studied them. We know what they will do. And now, but we are in the match, you know. We have 2 maps ahead. We know that we are better than that we show in this map.
Well, I said in the desk that I got my Brazilian friends all the way, and I think they are favorites on Mirage, so let's see what they bring in Mirage and Anubis going forward.
Did you have a little coach-to-coach commiseration right after that one?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel for him, because as a coach, there's only much you can do, right? When things start going wrong, you have their timeouts. You can do the timeouts and try to help the team, but I think, as we said, I think IHC played it really well, and I don't know if particularly there was any individuals from Furia that didn't step up in this one. What would you say, Casada? Was there anyone that...
I really want to ask you something different, like, because you're Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
They're Brazilian, and, you know, you saw the body language. If we can get production to get us that shot of them leaning back into the chairs, like, after...
I think
they're still doing that shit.
Gone out for a break.
No, sorry. The thing is, like, I want you to tell me how they feel right now. The body language is not really, you know... is not good. And you tell me, what's the feeling right now?
When I was watching the last couple rounds, the communication was on point, but as soon as they lost the game, I could tell that everybody was frustrated. The only guy really saying something was Art, which is great, right? As an IGL, you can expect him to step up. He was telling the guys, like, guys, come on, like, we lost Nuke, but we know that this could potentially happen. We have Mirage coming forward. We're still in this match. Same thing that the coach said, so they're pretty aligned with this. Maybe that's something that they pre-discussed about not tilting if they end up losing Nuke, which wasn't their pick, so... Body language wasn't good, but it seems that they have their minds into the game still.
Well, focusing on the other side of things, one of the guys who is really propelling IHC forward, he features in our Air Force Aim High head-to-head. I'm talking about Score, and on the other side, I'm talking about Safe. But let's talk about Score. This dude was nuts.
Yeah, 28 frags, 20 deaths, 85 ADR. Like, opening battles are not so good. I'll open 3 and 5, but multi-kills 7.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Furia is a sharp team. They will trade you, and if you get like more than 3 times to get multi-kills against them, it's outstanding. But he got 7 times, so it's crazy what he managed to do, and he was definitely the best individual, frag-wise, stats-wise for the team IHC. But let's be honest, the whole team stepped up when it mattered the most. They got the nuke, which is a very hard thing to do against Furia. We all know about that one. So, you know, they're in a good position right now. We have to admit that. You know, it's not, the job is not done, but it's a good spot.
Now, looking at the other side of that Aim High head-to-head, one of the things that did feel like it was leaning in Furia's favor was the opping duel. Safe, a key piece there. He's been a really key piece in a lot of their matches so far. We're headed to Mirage, another game that's going to feature the op pretty heavily. Could he be the light that actually shines them through the rest of this matchup?
Well, I think he could be, especially being Mirage. A map that there's a lot of plays you can make and a lot of impact kills you can get for your team. I just really hope that they're going to start on the T side, right? So there's only much you can do as an operator on the T side. I think it's important that no matter what happens on the T side, that they have their minds into the game, that when it comes to the City side, Safe is still on it, and he goes for those kills. We saw them double op on Nuke, which I'm assuming they're going to 100% do it on Mirage as well. And I think that's one of their strong assets coming into this one.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now, there was one round that we wanted to highlight here from Nuke. Kassad, I think you had something to say about this. Is round 26.
Yeah, round 26. This is just we're going to see the opening first. Like, most teams, when they're in like high, they have an advantage towards the end of the map, like 14, 12, 14, 11, something like that. They usually play not to lose. Look where Annihilation is. He's sitting in almost T, lobby. Kinda. And then he's going for that kit, he's getting a flash. The second player is in the little mushroom position back on top of the silo. So he's like, they're playing super aggressive, they're playing to win. This is how you should do. This is how you gain respect from everyone. And this is how you gain confidence, by going for the win. This is something that young players, young opers, everybody needs to learn. You don't have to do exactly the same move, but the context and the core of the move is pretty much the same. You go for the win, you have the positional advantage, CT side of Nuke, you have full utility, you have a lot of money. You go for it, you go to win, and they won.
Yeah. You play to win. That's it. And they did it. They play with confidence. I mean, certainly that guy didn't copy that from anyone, because I think that's one of the first times I see an op playing that aggressive with no trade potential, because like there was another guy like pretty far away. So if he misses the shot, like there was nobody to trade him at all. But I think that in that specific moment of the match, a really close game, it just tells me, it just gives me a good vibe to see that a play like that could lose you the game. But he's still going for it. Like, he has the confidence.
He can also win you the game.
He can also win you the game.
He gained my respect with that type of play in that type of moment, 100%.
They've definitely earned a lot of respect, both from us on the desk and I'm sure from many of you watching at home. But now it's time to see if they can take it the full way, get the full Monty, and make their way into the next day of competition. We'll find out after this break.
Dallas, we're back. Counter-Strike is in our DNA. It always has been, and it always will be. And now we are once more returning to where it all began.
You love it, you wear it.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Well then, we have a series on our hands. IHC pick up the first map. Furia have got their map pick coming up, but We'll see if they can deliver on it, because yesterday they picked this same map against Big. They weren't able to get the win on it in that series. But against IHC, you would expect them to be, again, big favorites here on their map pick. Let's see if they can make it happen. It's Furia starting on the T side and starting with a spread across the map and some nades towards B.
They will be seething after that close loss on Nuke. It's time for revenge. They'll show something towards this B bomb site. But as you can see, the bomb does not appear to be committing just yet. Putting feelers out, it looks like. See KSGO crouching his way out of the ramp, avoiding anyone standing there. Blitz is waiting, though, and he will eventually get there. And down goes KSGO. Bomb not spotted just yet. No one rotating just yet either. Now they start to stream in towards the B bomb site as they retract from A, but the bomb still not committed. Bomb is the only man standing now as Drop wonders what his options might be. 2 versus 5. This has not gone the way Furia were hoping just yet.
Yeah, IHC never bought the bait, never rotated away from their 3B stack that they were confident in. Now they do start to adjust. Yuri could find a timing window. He'll look for this fight towards short. Now that he's been spotted, IHC will be a bit more comfortable. Player rotating into CT to make sure he can't flank. They've even spotted the bomb towards B, so the adjustment will come through. And Drop should have almost no chance here. Kills at best. Some extra money in the bank is all he can aim for, but that won't be allowed either. A clean sweep in the pistol for IHC, and a smile on their face already.
Are you nervous yet? Are you nervous yet? Furia will be starting on the back foot. No bomb plant in the pistol round. Let's see what they choose to do. $2,000 average, their pick of Mirage. IHC do not have the greatest statistics on Mirage, but today is a new day, and perhaps it's time for them to improve, but maybe we're talking a little too early. This will be a straight eco round from Furia. 4 men charging into the site, charging towards the site. So we don't expect much from this round. Chance for everything to calm down for IHC, but we've seen that they can deliver the goods. They're okay under the pressure. We have also seen them lose to pistols. The USPs, we'll see if the Glocks can do it as well.
Nice patience from Score. Doesn't go for the flank too soon, and he takes 2 kills for his troubles. And now these players are hiding at the van. You can run, but you can't hide. They've been spotted, and I think they're about to be run over.
Or are they?
Maybe not.
Or are they? They're creating some space for the bomb plant. 2 of the 3 players are in the apartments, actually. And there's a minute on the clock for these shenanigans as they continue to crab walk around. Drop and KSGO. Drop just moving with the bomb. Right, they know where 2 of these 3 players are now. Blitz coming in just at the right time, refusing them that bonus money. They're so close to 3 kills. They started with Glocks.
IHC are just so bold. I think that's part of the problem on these anti-eco rounds, is they're just always happy to fight. I don't think Techno needed to fight so aggressively towards the apartments there. He kind of gave them a chance to fight him. But I also kind of love it, because in a lot of the gun rounds, the mentality from IHC is really confident and really assured. And that's what put them into this position in the first place. So if it means some of the anti-eco rounds are a bit sloppy, I'm not too fussed. Here's Annihilation jumping up early, landing the shot, not the frag. Art already in connector. All action at the start of this one.
Such a fast round. Annihilation hopping from the window to the short position. Didn't see a player running to con. Furia do this fast. We all know it. Hard to stop it, though, when you're the ones on the server. Scope has been heard by Art. Will he go for a wallbang here? Art's going to peek into them. There will be a trade. That's favorable, though, for Furia. That's even better. Painful existence in this round for IHC. 1v2 now for Score. No kit. Will be heard backing away by Safe. He's on the chase now. I think Score's heard this as well. All right, we'll see if he can rescue the AWP. But, man, what a brutal first round. Again, Furia, business as usual. Lightning fast into connector. IHC were never ready. They could have lost the AWP even earlier, really, with the angles being held. Looking top mid as there was a player almost in connector.
Ooh. Oh, Oh, he's gone down. Score goes down at the end as well. Bit of a shame for IHC. But for Furia, this is something I was also curious about because IHC have not really played against Furia before. They don't have a history against this Furia squad. And I think for any team, the first time they play against Furia, even if you think you're prepared for these fast plays, it's completely different once you get onto the server. You can say to yourself, okay, we know the Art's going to go aggressive. We know to always be ready. But when you get in the server, sometimes it goes differently. And that was a question I had in this series. Would IHC be ready for the unique, aggressive style of Furia? In that round, they weren't. And now they have to go down to a weakened buy as punishment.
This is quite the cobble together buy. The jumble sale, buy what's available. From the looks of it, not much. But again, if the style of funky, crazy, unpredictable rounds from Nuke carries on into Mirage, then I will be a happy chappy. And right now I'm looking at the clock for Furia. They're heading towards 3 of the 5 players. Now, Annihilation has a smoke grenade, so they could be delayed at a really bad time. He'll use the smoke for Palace. Could have smoked ramp from there, but he doesn't know what's happening. The CZ will try to do some work as the bomb swings. That's the information, but can they buy time for the rotation now? You see Annihilation in that sandwich position. 45 seconds on the clock, and Furia are going to go around the world to be, surely not.
I mean, they've seen that rifle, so maybe that's why they think they should leave that A site. They don't want to go into the 1M4 that IHC have. 30 seconds, they're slowing down towards mid. IHC will just stick on the bomb sites and try and play the clock here.
They'll see nothing in mid, and they will continue into B, as a third player will potentially be close. 1 shot's fired, Bartak's rotating with the scout now. 15 seconds to plant the bomb. Being delayed by the scout, which is still alive. Score's just waiting to swing. The bomb carries in the corner, but they're still getting the kills. Techno, the target priority, the discipline, going for the carrier. Absolutely brutal. He's done the job, or has he? No, he hasn't. They've done it. They've got a frag just in time. That is bananas from Furia. But of course, it's Furia, so it still works.
Oh, Techno. I wonder if he could have held for 1 more second before getting that bomb planter out of there. It's so hard to do in the moment, though. Unfortunately, by denying the bomb plant, you have to go into the open because of where it was planted. But yeah,
Hide and seek.
Yeah, his teammates just went down too early. He was the only man left.
Man, that was so tight. Wow.
Well, they're keeping you a happy chappy, James.
Yeah, this is amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
This is what we want. I just want CS, you know, don't play to win, guys. Just play to make me happy. That's how it works, right?
High variance. High variance Counter-Strike. USPs will be denied on this occasion. Now, I think this is a moment, it looks like it's going to be a brief moment, but a moment for IHC to think about what happened in that first buy round, the fast play with the AWP towards short. Furia, so fast, like a torpedo into connector. It's like when you're too far behind in Mario Kart and you get the bullet. Now, they've got to think about that for this next round, but will they change their setup? Well, to some degree, they'll have to because they won't have the AWP.
And it also comes down to the awareness that at basically any point in the round, you have to be ready for someone to swing you. The player in connector got caught off guard by Art being up there so fast. Ooh, Score's movement, not ideal. He will get behind the smoke. Has some assistance here, but he wants to be a real nuisance. And they haven't cleared him yet. Oh, did they not see him?
Radar?
Oh boy. Well, now they're clueless. He saw the gun barrel, surely. Okay. And now he's going to keep his cool. In behind them, should get 2 here.
Lovely. They deal with the connector player as well. And, well, they've been put in a trash compactor for this round, Furia, but it's still dangerous. Keserato is lurking, and we know he can be a problem. Score's got a great angle on Drop, though. There's no way Drop survives this. There's no way he can possibly look at this angle. He will get 1 bullet off, though. And Keserato's left to do as much damage as possible. But they know where he's coming from, so it might be limited. But you can take nothing for granted when any Furia player is alive. Just sub 1 minute. He's made a step, though. That's the information IHC needed to try and limit the bleeding, and they'll do exactly that. 4 players survive as they rebuild their economy on the CT side.
I don't think that's a reliable way for IHC to win rounds, but I like that they do adjust the setup. And again, they're making these rounds chaotic. I'm so surprised. I thought that player in the smoke was going to be spotted, but he must have just avoided the vision of Furia. And if you know Furia are going to go for quick aggression like that, if you can somehow get into a sneaky position early and be behind them, that can work wonders. So nicely done there by IHC to bring another round back. Now Furia are all grouped over to A early, but Techno4K has pushed into the apartments, so he should tell his teammates, got to be ready on that A site, and the smokes are coming in.
Great response with the incendiary. Always nice to get a molly on Tetris if you can when this execute comes in, just so they have to stand in the open. But with his Furia in the open, could be trouble for you as well. 4 players on ramp as they start to swing onto Bartak. Arts will lead the charge now, opening up the frags, abusing the numbers game. Do IHC continue to push here? They've really got to think about what they do with their economy at this point. 4 versus 3. Blitz still looking for something hard on the stairs. Art with a very cheeky peek. I thought he had that one, but apparently not. Drop will pick up the slack though. Score and Techno look like they're at risk of losing everything in this round as the harassment continues from Furia.
I thought it was the save call here, but they're actually sticking around. Still a decent amount of time left on that bomb. But if they don't get a fight soon, it might be over. Molly hasn't forced Fury out. It does eventually work out, but this time is too far gone. Score again having a strong start here on this map, but not enough this time round. Furia's A play effective. And I think I would have liked IHC to just save those 2 guns. That retake felt so unlikely. And their money also isn't perfect. But they thought they could hang around. And this was just a nice A take from Furia. You see how Art is able to just fully hard clear that close angle because the utility is good enough. That's what allows him to pre-aim that position perfectly. Still a buy for IHC though, and that AWP for Annihilation. See if that makes a difference.
Very keen to have presence on his short position, IHC, as we can see here once again. Furia will have some much needed confidence from how successful the execute was. Their body language the round prior suggested that they fear they could lose this map as well. Great timing on that incendiary, but have a look at that response from Techno. Not backwards, but forwards. Fight fire with fire.
The nice thing for IHC here is they have Annihilation trained on top mid. So they're confident that they have mid control. That means Blitz can fully focus on underpass, but he comes to them. He swings into multiple players. And now it's not so easy for Annihilation to hold on to mid, as he also has to consider underpass. Couple of flashes there from Furia into mid, but Annihilation is still holding this angle. So he will see that mid is completely clear right now. Finally goes off the angle, but 40 seconds left. Furia coming back to A, and Bartak's got an early pick.
Yeah, this is a bit rough in terms of rotation for IHC. They had Techno on the balcony, but he's got an MP9, not the most ideal weapon with which to push. Bartak now hiding. Is anybody here to run distraction? No, not really. He is on an island. Scores in CT spawn. And again, Techno just wants to see what's behind the smoke grenade. Again, maybe with a stronger weapon, a rifle, maybe he would have gone for a more aggressive angle, but they are devoid of information. Indeed, 10 seconds on the clock. What kind of plant are they going for? Art is still making his way towards triple, and Bartak has an opportunity. He has to strike fast, but Yuri has the cover. How about that for an angle? The protractor is out. 4 versus 2 now for Furia. So close. But IHC will have to fall back on the B bomb site.
That's nice awareness from Furia. When you walk onto the A site like that and it's completely free, you've got to question, which positions haven't we cleared? That one box was one of them. And so Yuri makes sure to have a nice elevated angle. Might go hunting here. Art alone into Techno. Just wins the fight straight up. No biggie. There's Annihilation they really wanted to get out of the round though. The AWP. And the back of the bomb site, about to be run down. He's not ready. He gets double teamed and no AWP saved for IHC. That'll make this next round much more comfortable for Furia.
Never shy, Furia. Understanding the mission, take everything away from IHC. Give them absolutely nothing, and that puts them on a pretty hard eco. No hero AWP in the next round for IHC. They've got about 2.5 grand per person, and that's simply not enough. We know in this particular series, though, the 5.7s, the USPs, even the Glocks can still be dangerous. But they've taken the big weapons away. Timeout from IHC to discuss the proceedings. See what they choose to do here in round 9.
I think for Furia, one of the nice things about Mirage for them is it is a map that is so much more suited to playing a lot of those aggressive rounds if you want to. We're also seeing them be willing to switch up the pace of their play sometimes. A much slower play in that previous round. Bit of a tag onto safe. Art, again, always happy to go aggressive. Might be better off playing a little further back here. You've made some noise on B. You've got to be aware that once you see a couple of pistols, it could be a stack. It looks like Furia are taking that safe approach. Just seeing if they can figure out what sort of funky setup IHC have with this weak buy.
Can be quite sneaky with a deagle as well. The barrel at the end there. If you're crouching in front of it, you hold backwards and crouch jump back, you'll stand on it immediately. So you can have a very fast peek of the apartment, which I think was attempted there, to no avail. Yuri will take some very strong map control as they try to limit the risk here versus IHC in a still dangerous round. Nice bait there from Blitz, but there are too many guns pointed in his direction. So not much to be achieved, it seems, from IHC in this round. When are we going to see that fast play interconnector again from Furia? That's my question.
Yeah, Art definitely loves to make that sort of play. I remember when the bench was first added to Mirage, Art was just always seeming to just jump into window and always trying to cause all sorts of chaos. There's one kill for Bartak at a minimum, but not too much damage done. So Furia will be able to build their bank, and this just feels much more comfortable now for Furia. The way the rounds are playing out, they're able to dictate the tempo much more. IHC haven't had the option to go for too many aggressive plays so far, or it's not really an option they've exercised. Orb still out for annihilation. We saw on Nuke, he's willing to go for a lot of different looks. This time in through mid, gets the initial entry, and he'll get away safely.
Okay, Serato looking for revenge on the ramp. Spamming the box, inviting the pigs. He wants them to face him. But they will not engage. It will be a 4-on-4. Annihilation lurking around connector with the AWP. Passive positions on B. That may change soon, though.
This is more like it. A little initiative taken by IHC. I think this is when they were at their best over on Nuke. Score